Hello and thanks for staying up late. High school football playoffs are up on us. First round action, 8-man football already in semifinal play, while 6-man is deciding a champion this week. On the show, game of the week. Jared is here and boy, he's got a big one. Spirit Stick, we can't do nothing without the Spirit Stick. Got to be here for every week. Curtis Flakes, Albuquerque High coach, here to talk. And numbers. One young man is putting up a bunch of them. We'll talk about that. To the action. Ranks of Class 6A up first. Cleveland Storm, a 5 seed, hosting a 12 in Siebel and knocking off a higher seed team hard. But when Marcel Padrell is that young man making a sack at midfield, things will get easier. Siebel at midfield and quarterback Sam Garcia dropping back. Heaves a go-get-it ball. Receiver Ray Gars a high point. Makes the play over 2 defenders, leaving them in the dust for the touchdown. Siebel up early, 7-0. Then Calvary enjoying the big play and Storm on the next series. Gabe Ortega drops the ball, chased out of the pocket, rearranges traffic downfield, connects with Adam Cook for the long haul of 37 yards. Jesse Nieto takes it downhill from there. Few would-be tacklers going into the end zone. Storm tying the game at 7. After trading 3 and out, Storm rolling down the field, 3rd and 14, trying to make a play for his team. Ortega looking, throwing one up into the press, and it's Aaron Richards who comes up with it. Too bad he's a Cougar. Turnover on the play. Next play before the teams are set. Siebel off the ball before the Storm and outfoxes the cameraman. Marcus Williams into the end zone on a direct snap. 14-7, Sieb going up. Then upset. Everybody's starting to feel that upset alert. Siebel on the attack in the second half. A little misdirection, and Oscar Chapman on the sweep out of the backfield. He's getting separation into the end zone. 20-7 visitors. After forcing the Storm to punt 3 plays, the Cougars get the ball back, and this is Garcia to Kyle Cohen. 45-yard strike on the first play. Are you kidding me? Visitors going up by even more, 28-7. Players starting to feel good. Storm not content to quit. Ortega dropping back, finding Marcus Williams, who dives into the end zone to spark some much-needed life into the Storm. But the answering kickoff will go to Jacob Smith. Jacob looks like he gets lost in the mass. Bodies just all around him. But he squirts out. Mama, you ain't going to catch this man. Responds to the Storm with momentum, a little of his own, and he's all the way in. Siebel with the upset. 42-28. Are you kidding me? Wow. If you want to get something done, that's how you do it. Our game of the week features a defending champion playing shorthanded in a fast and determined team that has been around only since 2008. Jared Chester explains.
Thanks, Van. And yep, it's game of the week, state playoff style. We had a battle between the 8th and 9th seeded teams in 6A. Let's get to the keys. This will be the first time these two have met each other this year, so it should be interesting. The Jaguars and the Bulldogs are averaging almost the identical amount of points per game with around 35. Atrisco is going to have to get that high-powered run game going and tire out this Cruces D. The Jags are averaging 399 rushing yards per game. That's huge, and it's huge. And it was a huge loss for the Bulldogs having Miller out for the postseason. The Jags need to pounce on that opportunity and take control of the tempo in this one loss. Cruces, on the other end, have to overcome adversity and the distractions, put last week's antics behind them, and come into this playoff game with a clean slate. But I do think Cruces has an advantage coming into this one because all of the teams that party down south are a different animal when it comes to playoff time. So keep up the intensity, not too intense though, and play some Southern New Mexico playoff football. But to the game. The Jaguars must protect this house, but the Bulldogs hope to be the spoilers coming in as the lower seed, so they must bring down this house. First drive, Atrisco, Aaron Bean on play action, rolls right under some pressure, and Cody Murillo knocks the ball loose. He gets on it tighter than a lid on a pickle jar. Huge play. Ensuing drive, Sam Ellis pitches it to Donshiro Molinar, and yep, he's the go-to guy as he flies his way into the end zone. Cruces takes the early lead in this one, and after the encroachment call, they go for 2, and Molinar slips right in. Bulldogs take an 8-0 lead, and Cruces diehards loving it, but the Jaguars pounce right back. I'm calling Aaron B. the magic man as he drops back, and the ball's gone. Oh wait, it's in the hands of Jesus Alvarez. It wasn't really magic. The cameraman, a.k.a. me, missed it, but Alvarez takes it in for the touch. Over 70 yards on the play. Turn up the heat, or should I say turn up the beat. Game tied at 8 to start the second quarter, but that Cruces ground game was just not point tonight. Molinar takes in another one. Dogs take a 15-8 lead after PAT. Atrisco rebuttals with a great drive, but Bean shouldn't have thrown this ball. Aeneas Reynolds gobbles it up with ease, and he gets some good yardage after the grab. He takes it just outside the 50, and a few plays later, the Dogs put the Jags in the pound. Ellis finds a wide open Vincent Delgadillo, and he takes it in for the score. Cruces lengthens their lead and salute the Jags goodbye. 36-15, the final. Cruces moves on to play the top seed of Rio Rancho Rams next week. Tough loss for the Jags, but Coach Johnson credits this Bulldogs team.
You know, they've been playing great ball, and they always do. That's why they're the two-time defending champs. All right?
There you have it, another team down and one moving on. Let's see what else happened tonight as we pass it back to Van with more.
Yeah, more 6A playoffs now, and it's been a minute since Eric Roanhouse and his Clovis Wildcats have been in a championship game. It was 2007 when they lost to the Mayfield Trojans. Wildcats won back in 2001, and starting in 1981, they pulled off a string of 5 consecutive championships. The journey started again tonight with the Wildcats on the road and facing Kevin Barker's Sandia program, 2 seasons removed from their own trip to the finals. Clovis comes out first, then here come the Matadors. And it would be Clovis with the football first as the Matadors take the field. Clovis starting their drive and fumble! Dalton Hadley fumbles. Sandia is there to recover it. Cheerleaders say, we like that. Sandia quarterback Jason Archibald. Pass to Ben Hamrich. That'll keep the chains moving for a 10-yard gain. More Sandia passing coming right up. Jimmy Gallegos on the end of this ball. And Jimmy making some yards after the catch. Taking a good shot at the end, though. Couple of plays later, it would be Malik Matthew Gordon, MMG, in for the touchdown, 7-0 Sandia. And the band played on. Clovis getting their turn now. Kurt Kelly, dragging folks. Kurt Kelly doesn't want to come down. Man's determined to keep his season going. Now how about keeping it on the ground? Micah Gray with the moves. Slicing, dicing, also a little tough at the end, and then Clovis going to the air this time. Dalton Hadley, Christian Codwell, all the way to the 1. Clovis is in business. Micah Gray hauling in the 1-yard touchdown score. 7-all after 2. Clovis wins it, 21-7. They didn't make it to the playoffs, but Albuquerque High has arrived in the hearts of many, including Sports Illustrated, after breaking a losing streak that covered 43 games. Now, first-year coach Curtis Flakes not only stopped the streak, but led his team to 4 victories this season. And Coach is here with us now to talk about a season of breakthrough. And breakthrough is nothing new for you because, just for background's sake, tell people a little bit about your own personal adversity.
Yeah, for me, you know, in 2011, I was involved in a near-fatal motorcycle accident, had a bunch of internal injuries, and was on life support for a few days. And during my rehab, I discovered that they discovered that I had a form of non-lymphoma cancer. And so I had to go through that and, you know, had great family support and my wife and her family and my family back in Texas. So I was able to go through some things that helped me in this position that I'm in now.
And with all that, this stuff is just gravy for you now, just, you know, taking on this challenge. Of course, taking on this challenge, I noticed that you buried a plaque symbolizing the 43 losses, and you guys actually put it in the ground. And we actually have video. Talk about why and how important this moment was.
Yeah, it was definitely important for our kids, you know, dealing with young men that definitely visual individuals like to see things. So as a staff, we got together and kind of talked about what that monumental moment meant for us and how we can put the past behind us. And it was suiting just to bury that plaque and symbolizing that the losses are over.
And this is you guys putting the past behind you, of course, with this victory. Now, I want to ask you something about expectations and stuff like that. Did you guys exceed your expectations winning 4 games? Because as soon as you won the first one, you had already accomplished something.
Right. So, well, for us, you know, our expectations for the kids, like we've been saying since day one, is for them to come in and play every play in every game better than they did the game before. And that's the way we want to build our program, is taking it step by step. And for our kids, our expectation for them was to come out and just play hard for us, and not for themselves, but play for the person next to them. And they did just that.
And we got highlights of the season. Now, going back to the season, of course, we saw a little bit of this video. This is that first victory against Highland. Go back to that moment, and How are you feeling? I mean, because you get excited about wins and losses. As wins, of course, not losses. But even in your career, how are you feeling when this happened?
When this moment happened for us, man, it was exciting. More so, it was exciting for those kids. You know, those seniors who had been participating in the program for 3-4 years, never had that experience of having the scoreboard come out in their favor. So for us, I was so happy for those kids to get the experience of what it feels like for the scoreboard to come out in their favor. So more so, it was just an honor to be a part of it with them.
And you know, the fan support, and then like the next day when I was talking to you on campus, and all the people came out, and the people were excited about homecoming, and I mean, it opened up a lot of doors for you guys.
Yeah, it definitely did, man. Just the history and tradition that's there at the school, and to see them excited about the sport of football again, and have everyone talking about it in the hallways and kids interested in being a part of it is tremendous, and I'm excited that we were able to help out with that.
And you talk about that excitement. Now we have some practice video we're going to show. How excited are you about the future, and is that going to equal numbers because of the success?
Yeah, we feel like it'll help out with the numbers a lot, and fortunately for us, we're a very young team, so we got a lot of our starters coming back next year, so we're definitely excited about it. We're already game planning and getting things in order for next year already, so we're ready to roll.
All right, and you got guys like Roland Bruno out there, former Lobos, former Aggies. I mean, how much did all that help to breed a winner?
It helped a great deal. You know, we talk a lot about brotherhood, right, and playing for your brother and being a part of something greater than yourself. And so for me to have those guys come in that I played with at UNM and had the blood, the sweat, and the tears with, and for them to see us modeling that same behavior as coaches, I think it showed them the way we wanted things to be done within that group of kids that was in that locker room. So they were able to model themselves how we as coaches modeled ourselves.
Recognized by Sports Illustrated, I mean, that had to be exciting. Talk about that. I mean, I'm sure your family members called you up. Hey, this is your team in this year, you know.
Yeah, definitely was getting calls, but for the school to be recognized in the media for something positive was a great thing. I know when I was off from coaching, I was seeing Albuquerque High in the media, but it wasn't for positive things. So for our kids to be recognized not only locally but nationally for something positive was definitely great for the Bulldog community and actually for the city and the state of New Mexico.
All right, man, you got a lot to live up to next season, huh?
Yes,
Coach
sir.
Flake's already getting ready for that second season. Best wishes on next season, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right. All right, high school football championship. It seems like every time they have the championship in six-man, Lake Arthur is somewhere, and they are in there again against Hondo Valley. That game, of course, is tomorrow. We need to step aside and take a break. More New Mexico Football Friday is on the way. The road calls the Manzano Monarchs as the Oñate Knights try to end their season. And he has size and numbers, but Rio Rancho quarterback Easton Barrera still waits for a Division I scholarship offer. That when we come back. First, check out our cheerleaders of the week.